and welcome back to my channel. I have had a terrible game week. My luck has run out. I thought this was going to happen by about game week 5, but apparently it's happening in game week 2 and I have been massively humbled. So let's have a look at where my team went wrong this week. As it stands, I have 128 points in total. Unfortunately, this means that my overall rank has gone from a very comfortable 128,000 to just below 1.2 million. We are definitely going in the wrong direction, but hopefully with a $500,000 in the bank and 2 free transfers, we can make up some ground. For the game week, I got 41 points, which was 3 below average, and my safety score was 60, so I was way off of that. There was no way I was keeping the rank that I had. We'll start off with my goalkeeper, the first disappointment of the game week. I was hyping up the Forest fixture so much. It was their first home game of the season. They were playing newly promoted Sheffield United. I really saw some clean sheets, some save points in this game, but unfortunately neither materialised. I did get 2 points in total, and I think in this kind of game week where you are just scrapping for points, I can't complain. It wasn't 0 points and it wasn't negative points, so we'll take the 2 points and we'll move on to my defenders. Estepinian, the absolute angel of my team. He is going to remain there for the foreseeable future. I am so pleased that I brought him in. Out of all the defenders so far this season, he's got the most attacking returns. He scored a goal and he got an assist against Wolves. Brighton are looking incredibly strong. Granted, their opening fixtures have been quite easy. They've had Luton and they've had Wolves, but even so, they're the top team for XG with 6.2, and they've scored 8 goals already this season. Even though Brighton's fixtures are going to get harder, I still think Estepinian is pretty nailed in my team, and if I probably won't transfer him out. If there's a really difficult fixture, I'd be more likely to bench him. But the fact that he's getting these attacking returns so often at the moment means that even if they do lose the clean sheet, you could still be getting bonus points basically with him. And then coming into Saliba, unfortunately, no attacking returns for him, but he did keep a clean sheet and pick up 2 bonus points. You'll see why when I go through my team. I was so happy that Arsenal kept their clean sheet this week, but he is another one. I'm very pleased that I brought him in. And then Chilwell, a disappointing one this game week. Chelsea were dominating the first half against West Ham. I really thought that we were going to get another goal in and we were going to win and it was going to be lovely and I'd celebrate having Chilwell on my team because hopefully he got an assist. That didn't happen. Chukwuemeka went off and then the team just absolutely fell apart. So Chilwell only got me 1 point and we lost 3-1 to West Ham. It was double disappointment on that day, and the less we say about it, the better. So moving very quickly onto my midfield, Martinelli and Saka. Now, I'll discuss these two in the same kind of go. They both got me 3 points each. I'm very tempted to upgrade Martinelli to Ødegaard, and the reason for that is Ødegaard actually ended up taking the penalty. Now, I thought Saka was pretty nailed on pens. Unfortunately, he isn't, it turns out. Arteta said that he didn't expect Ødegaard to take the penalty, and Ødegaard said that he asked Saka to take them because he's been practicing them recently, got them all in, and he was feeling confident about it. Good teamwork, very nice, lovely to see them sharing responsibility, but that's not good for my FPL team, and I want to know firmly who is on penalties. So if we are going to see Saka and Ødegaard sharing them or Ødegaard just taking over permanently, I think I'd rather have Ødegaard and Saka in my team and sort of park Martinelli. I was a bit concerned about his minutes anyway. I didn't know whether there was going to be a bit of rotation with Martinelli. So I think the best decision to go with now is to bring in Ødegaard, replace Martinelli, and then hopefully have anyone that might want to take a penalty for Arsenal covered. And then we have got Marcus Rashford. This is really disappointing. Game week 2 with nothing from him. He's already been transferred out this game week by 284,000 managers. I do think that's a little bit hasty ahead of Forest. I think, do I see Rashford getting an attacking return? I hope so. I would love to see him get a hat-trick. Really help out my team, Marcus, please. They had 14 shots in the first half against Spurs. And fun fact, that's their highest figure in an away match since October 2008. And they had an XG of 2.1. I have been getting away with murder recently by not owning Fernandes because the man looks so close to scoring in every single game. He just can't quite finish. So I think my luck may run out for the Forest fixture, but I'm hoping this will be balanced out with Rashford also getting a really, really decent haul. We can only wait and see. But Rashford is worth 9 million, I think it is, and that could really bring in, when there's so many good 6.5 midfielders, that actually could make way for a much better replacement. So I'm going to give Marcus Rashford another game week, see how he performs against Forest, and if he's still not getting a goal or an assist, anything like that, and looking quite poor, I think I will be having to transfer him out. So it's not looking very good at the moment for the midfield, is it? We've so far got one player we're going to keep. And then continuing with the disappointment, we've got Morgan Gibbs-White. I thought he was going to be assist central and we were going to get a good amount of points from him. Unfortunately, it was Aurier that got the assist for both goals. Taiwo scored so early on in the game, and then Chris Wood came on and scored the winning goal for Forest, and Gibbs White just had no involvement whatsoever. A really disappointing one, and with Gibbs White being 6 million, I can easily upgrade him, as I said, to one of those really good 6.5 million midfielders, or I can downgrade him and upgrade elsewhere. It's a bit of an annoying one, and I only really brought him in for that home fixture against Luton, so I'm not quite sure what the future is with Gibbs White. He was looking good when I watched the highlights. He did look strong, and I think he got unlucky not to get a goal or an assist. But it's quite a lot of money to probably mostly have on my bench. So that's another one that we need to have a good look at. And then my front three. Oh, Haaland. One of his very rare blanks. City did win 1-0 against Newcastle, but unfortunately we had nothing for Haaland. Alvarez scored with Foden getting the assist. Did I think he was going to outscore Salah this game week? Yes, I did. I was feeling optimistic. I was very nervous about how Salah was going to perform. Luckily, Salah didn't have a great week. He obviously missed the penalty and then shot on the rebound. So it could have been a lot worse. If Salah had a hat-trick and then I had this sort of game week with Haaland, I would probably not be able to open my FPL up for a very, very long time. But I am very tempted now to bring in Foden. But again, I've gone on about it in videos before. Pep Roulette terrifies me. So I think I might just stick with Haaland as my main City asset and hope that in the next couple of fixtures, he gets some returns. And another disappointment, we come to Ollie Watkins. Now, he did get me an assist, so I can't be too hard on him. But if I'd have saw the result was 4-0 against Everton, I would have expected kind of an Ollie Watkins brace or just something more than just an assist. There was also a bit more devastation for me personally because he's been taken off penalties. I think going forward, they're going to be shared with Douglas Luiz and McGinn. Again, this was another real draw to Ollie Watkins, and I've lost that. He's not performing as strong as he was. He was also taken off at 73 minutes, and then Duran scored. He scored in the 74th minute, which just felt like such salt in the wound to Ollie Watkins owners. It probably wouldn't have happened, but I just kept thinking if Ollie Watkins had stayed on for that extra minute, we would have had an Ollie Watkins goal. To really rub it in, Bailey, who I had in my team last year for about 10 or 12 game weeks with nothing, he got a goal and an assist. Now, if Bailey is outscoring Watkins and outplaying him, I don't know what to do. So potentially Watkins may have to be downgraded, and I'm very tempted to go for a Diaby, maybe McGinn, look elsewhere for a Villa asset. And then João Pedro, I saw the lineup, and when I saw he was benched, my stomach flipped. It was not a good way to start my Saturday. He played 33 minutes in total, he didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist, and he picked up a yellow card. So we got 0 points in total. This actually leads me nicely into my bench because I actually set up a poll on my Twitter, which you can follow at YellowNetFPL, because I wasn't sure whether to bench Pedro or Eze. It turns out Eze was the one to go for, but there's very, very fine margins. It was only 2 points. Pedro is one. I did expect rotation, but I just thought because Brighton had spent so much money on him and he was on penalties, that he would just be nailed. He'd be starting every single game week. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and we are now going back to the drawing board. But coming to the bench, Anana only 2 points, nothing in it between him and Turner, so I won't be too upset about the Turner situation. There was no better alternative. I was so nervous about benching Eze. In game week 1, he had the most goal attempts and created the most chances. I thought that was going to continue into game week 2, but he was actually going to finish. Thankfully, he didn't. I was very concerned when he went down in the box. I thought a penalty was going to be given, he was going to score, and I was going to have all those points on my bench. But thankfully, from a fancy football perspective, that did not happen, and he only came away with 2 points. Matty Cash's 6 points on the bench. It's very painful for me to look at. Villa kept the clean sheet, so obviously he got 6 points in total. Realistically though, I don't know who I would have benched ahead of him, so I think that's just going to be one of those really annoying benching headaches where it didn't work out in my favour, and we will move on. And then Ben Mee, still injured, so he didn't play at all. Now I want to come in to players that I have got my eye on for future transfers. First on my transfer target list, we are looking at 2 Brentford players, which probably won't come as a surprise to most of you. First of all, we have got Mbomo. He's 6.6 million and his ownership is at 15.8%. He topped the leaderboard with the most points this week with 16 points in total, and he was also joint top with Solly March for goals scored with 2 in total thanks to a penalty. So that is 2 game weeks in a row that he has had a penalty, which is very frustrating for non-Mbomo owners. Unsurprisingly, over 500,000 managers have already transferred him in this week, so I see his ownership just flying up, especially if he carries on the way he's going. If I don't bring him in, I'm really hoping the penalties stop because it's very painful. And then we have got Visser, who is slightly cheaper at 6.1 million, and he's slightly less owned at 10.5%. So far this game week, under 400,000 managers have brought him in, so he's still looking like quite a popular pick. He had the most shots out of all players this week with a total of 7, and he also had 6 shots in the box, which was also the most out of all players in the week. So he is looking very strong. I think it's very, very slim margins between the two of them. I'm leaning slightly more towards Visser, but I think that's because it's a really easy transfer for me to make. Replace Ollie Watkins, who has been disappointing me in recent game weeks, and bring in Visser instead. Mbomo, though, is a very, very good choice, and he's such a good price point for the way that he's performing. As we saw just now in my team review, my midfield is not looking the strongest, so he could try and potentially strengthen it. But like I said, I'm not quite sure, but I think I'm leaning more towards Visser. And then my other 2 transfer targets. So we've got Isak. Now, he did blank in the latest fixture, but in game week 1, he got 2 goals against Villa. I'm quite nervous not to own him. So this is more of a preemptive, once Newcastle's fixtures improve, I'm already there, ready for him. 7.6 million, so he is slightly more expensive, but again, I could downgrade Watkins, bring in Isak. Might bench him for the Liverpool game, but then I'd probably play him for Brighton and Brentford. I could see him getting a goal here and there. His ownership's also quite high at 26.8%. So I'm very, very tempted to go for him. His fixtures massively improved from game week 6 when they play Sheffield and then Burnley. I think that's going to be an absolute haul for him. And that's where I think I will definitely have to figure out a way to bring him in. But where I've got 2 free transfers to play around with at the moment, which is quite a luxury, I'm leaning towards the idea of just bringing him in and then he's there and he's ready to go. And then we've got McGinn. So I don't know if you saw, but a video was posted where he was talking about why you should or shouldn't bring him into your team. I actually tweeted about it and I wish I'd have followed my advice. He got Villa off to an absolutely great start, and he'll also be sharing penalties with Douglas Luiz. So I think he could be a really good asset. And again, if I am downgrading Watkins, at least I'll still have that Villa coverage in the form of McGinn, which I'm quite excited about. And they've got Burnley for the next fixture. They've got Liverpool, which will be more difficult, but then they've got Palace. It's all looking quite good. So I am very tempted to probably go either McGinn or Diaby. McGinn is also only 5.5 million. His ownership is so low, less than 1%. So he could really give me the edge and help me get back to a decent rank. But they are my 4 transfer targets. Let me know in the comments who you think I should go for. This is how my team is shaping up for the next game week. So if I make this transfer, which is downgrading Ollie Watkins and bringing in Visser and saving a transfer to roll into the next game week, so then I've got 2 to play around with again, it will leave me with 2.4 million in the bank, which is so much flexibility. And really, I'm very, very conscious this season about not doing the sort of knee-jerk reaction, ripping apart the team. I've seen people taking -4s. In the shadow of game week 2, I do want to rip apart my team and everything looks rubbish. But I spent the whole of pre-season trying to put together a good team. Game week 1 went really well. And it is all down to luck, which I've said throughout the process. You can make really good decisions, but you can't predict exactly what's going to happen. My approach is to just take it as calmly as I can and not make too many changes. So we've got 1 transfer, bringing in Visser. That will mean benching Eze and having another week of wondering if he's going to actually finish. And I know that Eze just has this hat-trick bubbling somewhere, and I'm really scared that he's going to be benched or not in my team when it comes out, but that's a risk we're going to have to take. I'll be bringing Matty Cash into my starting 11 this game week. I'll be keeping the rest of the defence the same. I'm a little bit apprehensive about my midfield just having 3 players. I don't know. I definitely won't be playing Gibbs White against Manchester United, but the Eze fear is real. But then I'll be having a front 3, captaining Haaland, playing Visser against Palace, hoping for some goals. And then João Pedro, just hoping for some minutes, because we know even if he doesn't start, he's going to come on for a couple of minutes and block whoever is on my bench. I'm going to go back to benching Turner this game week. Onana is in goal, Nottingham Forest at home, hopefully a clean sheet. I can definitely see some save points if Forest are in the mood to attack. Hopefully they don't attack too strongly, because I haven't got any Forest players on my team. But that's how the team is shaping up. Please do let me know in the comments what you would do, whether you'd use a second transfer, and if so, who would you use it on? Thank you so much for watching if you got this far. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean the world to me if I could get to 5,000 subscribers before Christmas, and I will see you in the next video.